Identity is so important. Identity is so important that you don't relate to the spirit that is behind the addiction. There's so many spirits out there, and you have to treat them as such. You can't take partnership with the spirit and call it your own problem, so to speak. You need to separate yourself, rebuke it, renounce it, reject it, condemn it, cast it away, disconnect yourself from the source of the problem, and then you'll be free and liberated from the problem. In the spiritual realm, you have to understand that there's a lot of spirits. Each spirit has a different name, okay? But there's many of them. They come on different assignments, okay? Some are to create chaos and destruction, right? In different ways. For example, the gender thing going on, where there's female spirits that try to enter into male bodies, right? And it really confuses the males. And if the male doesn't have a concept of the truth and understanding, then he himself will think that he's feminine and this and that. Likewise, same thing with the females. There's male spirits out there, and this is all goes with what the devil stands for, which is backwards. Everything that God created to be natural, the devil has countered it with his counterfeit and created a counterfeit of what God considered to be good. And so what we need to understand is how to combat and fight back. And God has given us all these resources and tools and ways and understanding how to fight back. And I'm here to teach you how. So for example, like if you're dealing with a spirit that is a homosexual spirit, let's say, and this spirit, it says to you inside, it speaks as if it's you, and it says that you're gay. It says I'm gay. That's what the spirit is saying. A good way to disconnect yourself from that spirit is just by merely agreeing with the spirit and say, yeah, you're gay. I'm not, but you are. And I cast you out. Right? Know who you are well enough to understand the difference between you and them. Most of this battle is identity. When the devil attacked Jesus, he had attacked his identity. He said, if you are the Son of God, then cast these stones into bread. If you are the Son of God, he kept saying, if you are. He was attacking his identity. He wanted to see if he truly knew who he was. Likewise, he attacks your identity in today's generation. He attacks everybody's identity. The more you know who you are and whose you are, the better you can fight back. God bless you guys. The last thing I'm going to say is that don't agree with the spirits. Fight back and just completely dividing yourself from the spirit. And the way that you do that is you read the Bible. You get to know what the Bible says about you. You get to know what God says about you. You agree with God. You don't agree with the spirits. You don't agree with your feelings, your emotions, because many of these spirits come as a feeling and an emotion. For example, God said, I did not give you a spirit of fear, but I gave you a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. Look how many spirits there are. Now, the spirit of fear comes as an emotion of fear, timidity. It comes as anxiety, right? Oh, fear, like people want to run from that. That's an emotion. But the thing here is that there's many different spirits out there with many different assignments, and each of their names is there to steal, kill, and destroy. That's their ultimate conquest in your life. Now you need to do your due diligence so that you can separate yourself from darkness into God's light, so that you can know your identity, so that you can walk with God hand by hand and agree with the things that God says about you, and disconnect yourself from these things that are trying to confuse you and create chaos and destruction in your life. You need to renounce them, reject them, rebuke them, disconnect yourself from them, and they will flee, and then you will feel like your right self again. It was never you to begin with. It was always them trying to infiltrate you so that they could confuse you into thinking that you are them.